Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you the exact trade setups I'm taking when price reaches the levels I'm looking at, okay? So today's video, it's going to be quite simple. I'm going to be outlining everything, so stay tuned till the end because you're getting the exact levels I'm looking at. And if you've been following along in this entire series that I've been doing, the daily updates on my channel, you would have been able to make a lot of money with me. First of all, we took the short up here. Also, the long down here, which I spoke about in the last video, okay? That was specifically this exact box, which we came into as support and flipped that, and now we're seeing the rise, okay? So the question is, where are we heading? How are we going to get there? And what am I going to do when we get there? Because I believe there is some amazing trading opportunities, and if we can take advantage of this in the next few months and next few weeks, I believe there's a lot of money to be made in the next few moves that take place because they're going to be such large swing trades that it's going to be very juicy, okay? So first of all, let's just start off with the fact that what happened yesterday. So essentially, we hit our levels and we dropped down into the zone I was speaking about. This exact zone was here. The reason being this was a good zone is because you had a fair few levels of confluence, support levels, you had a fair value gap, and you also had a technical BPR. Also in the backdrop of that, you also had a Fibonacci level right here, which is a confluence zone, and we saw a 3% bounce. Going to be more when we end up going higher, okay, which is what I'm expecting. So we know that that is the current landscape of the situation, which was highlighted in this video. I'm a bit disappointed in this video. It didn't get many likes. It only got 1 like. So if we could like the content and I can make better videos for everyone. So yeah, go over to there and do that, okay? That'd be great. And by the way, the daily series I'm specifically doing is over here. You can see that boom, 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 and how that looks over there, okay? Anyway, the level I'm looking at, which I believe is going to be very, very good as a resistance level, is this exact level coming up here. We've got a weekly, we've got a fair value gap, and we've also got a golden Fibonacci zone at this area. If anything, this is one of the strongest levels I've seen so far in this entire range. Right now, we're just waiting the breakout above the value area high, but if we can claim that, it is going to be into this level, and I believe it's going to be such a juicy trade. Now, it might end up going a little bit higher, but regardless of the fact, I believe this will be a monumental setup. Also in the backdrop of the fact that we've got a head and shoulders pattern that's formed here, okay? So if we can do this, this would be amazing, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because if this actually plays out to be expected, we're going to be heading down to $57,000. Which is the exact level I've been looking at for the ultimate long trades, okay? So if we get down to these levels I've been speaking about as the levels I want to see here, I will be leveraging up and taking some amazing trades in these levels to take advantage of that drop in that discount. Along with that, a spot allocation into the market. So we know what we're expecting, okay? We know we have levels of resistance up here, and we know that the level of support is down at this. Okay, the first one, major one, is down at 65,000, and the next one is down here at $57,000. This one is huge. This one is solid. It's good for a scalp trade. It's actually good for a take profit. If we can get the if we can get the swing trade up here, this would be an amazing take profit zone as we bounce, and you'd probably look for a compound into here and then the reversal back down. Now, I don't know how it's going to play out in that sense, but what I can tell you is these are the levels I'm looking at, and they're going to be strong levels, okay? So I think what's very important to note when we get to this level is the order flow. So what I'm specifically going to be looking for at that point in time is something very similar to this price, this section of the chart. I want to see price essentially form just a sideways price action at the top. I want to see open interest slightly go up, or ideally more, and I want to see CVD go up. So basically, you're having new longs enter the market into the top, which gives you an easy way to capitulate down, okay? I want that same thesis to take place when we hit this level here. Okay, that's all I want. Now, is this a valid place to be taking a long trade from where we are right now? No, it's not, because you will never ever find me entering a long trade at a level of resistance. This is a technical level of resistance, okay? And I believe it's going to break above it and flip it and zoom up to this level. However, you will never find me take a trade out of level of resistance, no matter what I expect, even if I expect higher. To the simple fact that that is breaking my fundamental technical trading analysis by doing so. It's my edge is disappearing if I do that, okay? My edge is essentially being able to identify the key levels and having the virtue, I call virtue like patience, right? And grit to just wait. That in itself is an edge. People think you need to have an edge, you need to have this very AI strategy model. I don't believe so. I believe an edge can simply just be having a larger time duration, being more patient, and then also adding another level of abstraction, which is going to be an order flow metric to give you a more skeletal look into the price chart, which helps you form a conviction trade. So when you get here, you can enter with some size and then drag that thing down, okay? So that is what I'm looking at. I want to add also the fact that we've got the VWAP coming in at the top here, which also lines, oh, it's so good. It lines very nicely in this zone. So if we can get here, this is the short trade to be taken. I'm going to be entering it. I will obviously wait for the order flow. I'm not just going to be taking it blindly, but that is what I'm looking at. So to be clear, I'm expecting higher and I'm expecting this to be hit. I will put this as a box right now. Anything from spending from here to here, I would say. Worst case up to the daily at 74, but I would say anywhere in this region, I'm looking for reversal. If we choose to reject from here and reverse, I will not be taking that trade for the simple fact, and I'll tell you the reason why. The more taps you do at a level of resistance, the higher chance as it's breaking. So we've got one. So let me just do this. So 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 taps. There's a very high chance we break above into that level. Okay, so I'll simply just not be looking at. You could say the same thing here. 1, 2, 3. And that rule gets applied to every single thing in markets, essentially. So you could even say support zone. 1, 2, 3. It's a psychological sort of thing that takes place in the market. 1, 2, 3. That was actually the reversal. That's the 3 drives pattern. And then there's obviously broader fractals within a fractal. Anyway, up here is where I'm looking to take the short. One thing I want to highlight, which would be very nice to see, is the momentum indicators. So specifically, I'm looking at the 4-hour chart. If we can see the push up into here and price pushes up into here and we get a green dot form into our level of resistance as the top there, and we've also seen a lot of longs enter and a lot of shorts get squeezed out, that is going to be such a good recipe for a nice trade. And my stop loss for that specific trade would probably be something akin to this. Stop loss at the high, drag that sucker all the way down, which gives you a nice, just depends where you take it from, right? That gives you the risk to reward. And then I'll be looking to take that all the way down to $65,000. There would probably be some small take profits within that entire range, which would probably be down here. But I would say I'll be looking to take a major take profit down here, and then the rest would be dragging it down to this level down here. When we get here, I'll make a video, but for now, you know my expectations, you know what I'm looking at. I will catch you guys in the next video. For now, stay blessed, stay locked in, and for now, have a great day. Catch you guys next time.